Hey guys, what is up? Hope everybody has been having a great day. Happy to be back with episode 11, part 2 of my golf vlog series at South Riding Golf Club. If you guys haven't already, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel and turn the notifications on because I've decided that every 10,000 subscribers I get, I'm going to do an 18-hole special video with the next benchmark being 30,000 subscribers. I'll make sure that the courses I play in these specials are very prestigious courses, such as Robert Trent Jones Golf Club in Virginia, Caves Valley, and other really nice courses. Let me know in the comments if there are any courses you guys really want me to feature in these subscriber benchmark videos. I'll definitely be paying attention to how many upvotes the courses you guys request in the comments are getting. Keep in mind, I am based in Baltimore, so if any of the highly requested courses are within a 2-hour drive of Baltimore, the likelihood of me being able to travel and do a benchmark video at one of those courses is much higher. So with that being said, let's get into the video. So you can see on my drive, I pulled it a bit left, had a wedge in, knocked it onto the green, and I am continuing the round earlier. I think I shot even on the front, so trying to get into the red on the backside here early on. Got about a 25-30 footer for eagle. Just trying to make a smooth stroke. Made a good stroke, just didn't quite get the read right. And something that I've kind of accepted is, with me playing courses that I've never seen before, the green reading can only get so good because there's just local knowledge you just can't really replace. So I think I can certainly improve my stroke and improve my consistency in terms of my starting line and my speed control. However, I don't ever think I'll be able to have like 23 or 4 putts in one round or get really hot, because those rounds I think generally require local knowledge or at least a caddy who knows what they're doing. So I will do my best to make as many putts as I can and try to improve my putting as much as possible. So you see here, 197-yard carry. I think this was about 10 yards over the pin. As you'll see here, it actually backspun. So that's, I'd say, about six feet of backspin from 200 yards. I thought that would be pretty cool to show. So got about 35 feet here down the hill. Not terrible at all from 195 some yards. So this definitely felt pretty quick to me looking at it, and looking at the playback, it definitely looks quick from behind the hole as well. So thought I had a pretty good line here. Made the stroke I intended, and it didn't go anywhere. It put the brakes on pretty sharply as it got closer to that hole. So bit of a disappointing result there. But I hit the putt I wanted to hit, and that's kind of what I've said I was going to stick to in terms of my expectations. So now got about 8 feet left to clean up par here. Going to put it on the right edge of the hole and kind of let it carve back in there. And that's exactly what it did. So it was a really good little save there. I hope you guys have noticed my putting stroke has, at least I hope you guys think it's gotten a little bit better since the first few videos. I've been putting a ton of work into my putting over the last couple days to bring it up a little bit. So now on this hole, there's a creek that started at 280 and ran to 325. But I kind of just decided I was going to hit it over the creek and get it to like 30 yards short of the green, which I did. So it was probably one of my better drives of the round. So, and it worked out really good too, because this pin was in like the very back edge of the green. So if I left myself a 120-yard wedge shot from the fairway, it might have been pretty tough to knock it down so I can get it back there. And this way I can just kind of land this in the middle of the green, and obviously 40 yards away in the rough, it's not going to be spinning. So I can kind of land this in the middle of the green and let it run up, and pretty much what I did. In fact, it actually ran about 10-12 feet past the hole. So I'm pretty much on the back edge of the screen at this point, but in good shape to try to get to 2 under on the round here. So I have a pretty good beat on this putt. I know I have the read pretty good, so all I have to do now is hit a good putt, and I don't. Pulled it a bit and left it short, and that's just the frustration of having trouble converting on opportunities. Because trust me, guys, I know you guys really want to see me go low one of these rounds. I have broken 70 once, I think, in these vlogs. I really do want to put up a 65 or 6 at some point. So I'm really going to be working hard on improving my overall game, and so I can maybe make that happen. And sound up here. So kind of playing a bit of a cut shot off of the stream on the left side of the hole here. So pretty good shot off the tee here. Good position. It looks like I'm probably going to have about 150 plus yards here, 156 yards with a 46-degree wedge. So just trying to put a little trap draw on this. I really like to put a 2 to 3 yard draw on my wedges. I feel like it gives me some control over the ball flight and the spin rates. It just feels like I overall have a little more of a compressed swing with the draw. Unfortunately, squeezed that one out to the right. And I just can't stand missing with my wedges. It's probably my biggest pet peeve because I just feel like there's no excuse for hitting bad wedge shots. It just means you're a bad player. So here I kind of got a bit of a tough chip here uphill, so the ball's going to land a little firm. And some pretty mushy ground under this grass. Luckily, I was on top of some grass, so had a little bit of room for air here. And I hope you guys notice here, I don't dip at all, or at least very little. So I've been looking in the comments, and I have noticed that one of the things you guys have been telling me is I'm dipping too much in my chipping, which is causing, obviously, imperfect strikes. So I've been really working hard on that, and that definitely paid off there with a very, very good up and down to stay in red numbers. So been working on that as well. So now hole 14, very similar yardage to hole 11, the other par 3. Just trying to put this in the right center of the green and give myself a pretty easy 2-putt. So pretty much started at right center, and it started bleeding out a bit to the right as well. So ended up landing on the edge of the green and kind of kicking into the fringe a bit, but still not a terrible leave. That is where you want to miss it on this hole. And that's also something I've been working on a lot as I've been playing more golf. And it's something I never really quite was able to nail down as a junior. And I think this is one of the things that cost me the ability to get a little bit better and maybe make a run at pro golf. Whenever I missed, I always tended to miss in a very bad spot. Sometimes what I would do is I would be aiming out to the right center or right edge of a green with water left and obviously hitting away from the pin. And I would take one last look at my target, and then my eyes would catch a piece of the pin right before I looked down, and almost invariably I would pull it right at the pin. Sometimes I would stuff it, but other times I would pull it too much and hit it into the drink and cost myself 1 or 2 shots. And now check this putt out, guys. You guys can make the judgment here on whether or not this would have gone in if the pin wasn't tilted to the left. I pulled this so bad I actually gave up on it and thought I was going to miss, but that thing snapped back in really hard, and I don't know if it would have lipped in if that pin wasn't there to stop it. However, the rules that are governing play right now is if it touches the flags, it's considered goal. So maybe a bit of a break for me there. So the second par 5 of this side kind of wiped across it here. So the ball didn't go that far and kind of spun it a little bit, but again, missing a good spot. And you'll notice 240 yards left, 8 iron. I don't hit 8 iron 240 in like a stock environment. However, I've always have to be very careful about hitting it over the green because speed and low spin is a recipe for very long shots and definitely not a good thing in golf. I think back in one of my vlogs a few episodes ago at Bristol Manor, I hit a 9 iron like 240, 250, so it can definitely happen. So that was kind of how I wanted to miss. Just wanted to make sure that there's no way I could hit it way over the green. And now that I'm looking at these playbacks, I haven't been playing very good golf the last few holes. However, my misses have been very good. So I've been able to continue to stay under par. And that was definitely something that was uncharacteristic of me throughout my junior career. Because I would hit great shots, but the problem is when I missed a shot, I would hit it OB or hit it into the hazard. And the difference between me and some of the top guys that were my compatriots as a junior golfer that are now playing PGA Tour or Web.com Tour Golf, those guys, the shots they would miss would cost them maybe a half shot at the most, and that adds up over the long run because everyone misses shots. So, and you'll see there, once again, there's a foam noodle in the bottom of that cup. It just went into the hole, hit the foam noodle, and popped out, so that was also a hold. So still 1 under on hole 16, bit of a disappointing par there. And this is probably the widest hole in the course, probably 100 yards from the cart path to the hazard on the right, and I somehow managed to hit it to the hazard. I think sometimes when you have such a big target, people tend to miss more. Let me know if you guys sometimes find yourself doing that on holes that are really wide. You somehow seem to be able to hit it into trouble. I think it's that little adage aim small, miss small. So kind of a stupid penalty shot here, so now way out of position, still trying to scramble for par, and that shot didn't make things any better. Pulled this one left, and this will land on the back edge of the green and bounce into that little bank you can see there. So not in a good situation right now, just fighting for a bogey and to avoid dropping into the black here. So, and I have a pretty significant slope here, so one of the things I've always tried to do is kind of throw technique out the window and just do whatever I can to mirror the slope, whether that be lifting the lie angle of the club a little bit or changing the angle of my feet just so that everything feels flowing. And here I was just so annoyed. I didn't care, and might have made the best putt of the round there. Let me know if you guys sometimes see that happening when you've had a horrible hole and you just have like a 5-footer left and you just don't care anymore. You kind of walk up and do the 1 foot by the ball, one-handed brush in, and if you just feel like you just never miss those. I've always felt that way, so let me know if that's the same way for you guys. And sound up here again. So I really did want to take this right at the green, but there wasn't too much I could do. I wasn't going to be able to get it up in time to get it over that tree on the left. So kind of just hit the boring shot here. Left myself in a decent position off the tee. And here's a new little angle here. Let me know if you guys like this angle with the camera being at the green. I think a lot of you guys want to see the ball's action when it's on the green. I don't mind doing the 100 yards of driving up to the green, putting the camera down, driving back. It's definitely not an issue for me. So if you guys would like more angles like this, please let me know. And because I think it's pretty fascinating to watch the ball come in and land on the green. You can see here, I've been able to make the shot tracer work on it, and it'll land, and then it comes out of the frame and then just spins back and kind of peekaboos back into the edge of the frame. So I thought that looked pretty cool. So if you guys want more of those kind of shots, definitely let me know, and I will make sure that happens. So 1 birdie, 1 bogey so far in this round. Got about 25 feet up the hill here, trying to get back into red numbers. Made a really good stroke. Bit of a slight misread, but as long as I'm making a good stroke, I don't really care too much whether or not it goes in, because I know I'm not going to be able to read every putt the right way, like I kind of alluded to earlier in this video. So when I do a video with the caddy, I'd be very interested to see how much better my putting gets. So now on hole 18, I think this is the longest par 4 on the course, and I'm just ready to melt it. I was still a little annoyed at what I did on hole 16, and so 141 the club, 210 the ball. I know it's not exactly that fast, but it's like maybe 50 degrees right now. It was still only 11 o'clock, so when it's colder, the body just doesn't like to move as fast. I look for, when it gets into summer, 85, 90 degrees, I think we'll see numbers closer to about 144, 145, 215, 216, in that neighborhood. My speed numbers always tend to jump the closer it gets to 90 degrees, so definitely stay on the lookout for that. So now I just got about a flip wedge left and kind of pull this one a little bit, but I was just happy it kind of caught the left edge of the green, so nothing too terrible there. So I got a pretty good round going to this point, because this was a really hard course. I think the rating, it was it says 74.5. So if I make this, that would be a differential of plus 3.5, which I think is right up there with my River Creek round when I shot 69. I think that was like a 4.8 or something like that. So I've had a couple of really solid differentials into the plus side of the handicap. So trying to roll this one in here, and of course I left it short. So kind of another annoying putt. So I will knock that in to finish with a 36. So shot even par 72. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.